Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Grace Alana, Grace the Astrologer here, whatever you want to call me. Today's video is going to be something different. So when I was on TikTok live the other day, side note, if you're not following me, Moon World Mommy on TikTok too. I was on TikTok the other day and somebody asked me what are some placements that could make somebody a trick, make somebody want to spin that bag on you. So I did a deep dive on TikTok and I'm like, you know what, let's put it on YouTube as well. So this video is going to mention placements that could make someone a trick, but also indicate placements that could show somebody wants to trick on you. So let's get started. First placement, somebody that has the ruler of the 7th house in the 2nd house, because that can indicate that they like to spend money on their partners. The 2nd house is the house that represents your finances, and the 7th house is the house that represents your relationships and partnerships. Someone who has the ruler of the 2nd house in the 7th house, same thing. It ties a relationship between your money and your finances with your partners and relationships. So you might like to spend money on the people that you're connected to. Venus in the 2nd house. This can show that somebody likes to spend their money on things that bring them joy, things that are fun to them, things that bring them pleasure, and also people. Venus is the planet that represents people and relationships, and deeper than that, romantic, loving, caring relationships. Somebody who has their nodes on the 2nd, 8th house axis. So the 2nd house is your money. The 8th house is other people's money. The north node is increase. The south node is decrease. So if somebody has the north node in the 2nd house, they might be somebody who spends a lot of money. And especially with that south node in the 7th house, who are they spending that money on? They're spending it on other people. They're giving it away. Venus, Jupiter conjunctions, trines, and sextiles. Venus is money. Jupiter is generosity, abundance, wealth, opportunity. So this can show somebody who might want to spend their money on others or be generous or free with their money. Now, I didn't mention all of the Venus Jupiter aspects, because if somebody had like Venus square Saturn or Venus square Mars or something like that, that could definitely indicate that they might be stingy or they might not necessarily be a generous person. Venus in Leo can indicate somebody who might like to spend their money to be charming, to be flashy, to get attention. This is the person who's going to try to spend their money to impress you, to make you feel good, to make themselves look good as well too. Venus in Taurus will be somebody who can like to spend their money on gifts, good food, things that are comforting, a good time. And especially if they like you, they're going to want to spend their money to ensure that you are having a good time and that you're feeling good as well. Venus in Libra, because this can show somebody who has a relationship oriented approach to how they're handling and spending their money. And they want to spend their money on a partner. And even in general, like somebody who has their Venus in Libra can be very focused on partnerships and relationships as a whole. Venus in Pisces. This can show somebody who likes, romantic fantasies. They like the love, they like the romance, they like the escape, they like the vibes, and they might want to spend money and to be romantic, but also to keep up the vibes and to also make the person that they are dating or spending this money on happy. They just want to make sure that the vibe is there, if nothing else. Somebody who has Jupiter in the 2nd house can indicate someone who is generous with their money overall. Having Jupiter in the 5th house can show somebody who's generous with their romantic partners, because the 5th house is the house that represents love, sex, dating, and romance. Even thinking about a Capricorn Venus, because a Capricorn Venus could be the person who's going to pay for your schooling, or they're going to give you that investment to start your business or something like that. And even, honorable mentions, having the moon in Taurus, Libra, or Pisces, because this can show somebody who is emotionally satisfied by keeping you comfortable and taking care of you. So for example, they might really like they might like to do acts of service, but their act of service could be somebody who, is paying your rent. Their act of service is taking care of you by financing things for you. So those are the trick placements. Now, before we get into the placements that could potentially make somebody want to trick on you, moonrulmommy.com to book a birth chart reading. If you have any questions about yourself, your life, anything astrology related, I can answer that. I can help you. Also, make sure that you're following me on all of the platforms. Like I said, my TikTok is Moonrule Mommy. I'm Moonrule Mommy on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, all of the things. So make sure you're connecting with me outside of YouTube, and you better subscribe. And then the placements that can make somebody trick on you. Somebody who has their Venus in the first house, because this can indicate somebody who is charming, somebody who is attractive, somebody who has a magnetic energy naturally, and people might want to give you things. And this can also, show up as somebody who has positive Venus ascendant aspects. So again, if somebody has Venus conjunct their ascendant, or if somebody has Venus in a sextile or a trine with their ascendant. Neptune in the first house, because this gives an ethereal, a dreamy type of vibe. Somebody might want to save you or take care of you. And you might find yourself being a magnet for simps, sugar daddies, people who are trying to do the most to impress you. Venus or Jupiter in the 8th house. The benefics in the 8th house can definitely indicate somebody who might be able to get money or things from other people in general, because again, the 8th house is the house that represents other people's money and resources and things that you can attain from others. So if you have Venus there, you might get money from other people. If you have Jupiter there, other people might be generous, or you might get a lot of opportunities and things from other people in a sense. Somebody who has the nodes on the 2nd, 8th house axis. Same thing as I mentioned before, but it's going to be in the reverse. Because if somebody has that north node in the 8th house, they're meant to increase their efforts in life as it pertains to other things. And that south node in the 2nd house, they might not be spending their money. They might be supposed to be spending or getting things from others in a sense. And this axis in general, somebody having their axis, the nodes on this axis in general can show somebody who has to do less or to attain things, or that again, it's easy for them to attain things from somebody else. Venus or Jupiter in the 5th house. Again, having the benefics in the 5th house can definitely indicate generous romantic partners. Having the ruler of the 7th house in the 8th house. Again, the 7th house is the house that represents your relationships, your partnerships, more specifically, your romantic partner, your spouse, the person that you're in a relationship with. So, if you have the ruler of the 7th house in the 8th house, it could be easy for you to potentially get things from this person that you are in a partnership with. Same thing, having the ruler of the 7th house in your 2nd house. Your finances could be tied to your partner. And again, this could potentially indicate that your partner is giving you money or giving you things or, whatever. Also, having the ruler of the 2nd house in the 8th house, because again, that connects your money with the money of others. And then also just in general, like an 8th house stellium, this could show somebody who might, have people give them a lot of things. People might be generous with you. So yeah, let me know. Do you have any of these placements? Are you a trick? Do people trick on you? Is it easy for you to get things from other people? Do you like to give other people your money? I will say, if you got placements on that trick list, I'm single. Let me know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Again, this is something new. I definitely want to do more placement breakdowns, more placements that could indicate certain things. So let me know what type of topics y'all are thinking about. Follow me for more astrology content. Subscribe to my channel, and love y'all. Thanks for watching.